Continuously make a lot of videos. I'm just gonna make it up because I did not make many the last few days. And so videos for me are ways to not only make sure that I show the patterns and say the things I need to say, because as I speak and as I'm thinking, my thoughts are no longer mine. Logic is no longer the same. I'm forced to think in these illogical ways because if anybody can see the obviousness about what they do, and I can even feel the frustration of these people, and they're gonna make a mistake one day where they're gonna think that what's happening to my brain is something that I'm gonna be subscribing to. I see them for the true cowards and low life that they are. I got a chance to travel, and the people around me, at least thankfully, they already look like they're full of BS, right? I'm not gonna. It's nothing racist, but there's something about them that just they can kind of sketchy. There's some neighbors, and they like when they try to tell me who I am, I'm like, you could never. So when I went outside the state, and I'm going, and this people who are supposed to look like very pleasant people try to tell me, I blocked. I ignore them so badly because I'm so certain about what they do. So this trash that look like they're sketchy in the first place, fraudulent as it gets, try to play this like radical group of people when in reality you're just a bunch of trash who sold your soul to pedophiles. And now you try to make this reality come true. Now what you see there is a picture of me when I'm pre-teen, early teen. And so that's where they're like, they say like, what I'm experiencing now is somehow they found it in my childhood and it was there all along, but they through their investigations and somehow removing certain things, this is me now, and this is based on their obviously I know they do the preferred type of torture, right? They do these things where they force majority of target individual who experience the V2K to have some kind of pedophilia type of tormenting, right? They use your libido in these pedophilia ways. It's very systematically done. It's very nasty, but that's what they do. But with me, there's like, no, you is just different. It's just you. We who do this pedophilia type of torture on the norm, we who manipulate people to express disturbing pedophilia ways of reactions or thoughts, we have assessed you, and we are now trying to play ourselves as this femme fatale group of radical people, and we are investigating and analyzing you. And what you're experiencing right now is a version of what you would experience when you were a child. We're matching to what you felt when you were a kid, or maybe it was there all along, but we kind of removed these things and brought it back up, right? Us who do this pedophilia type of torture, us who torture children, us who torture women, us who manipulate the brain in so many disturbing ways, us who be making you dream this ways, who be making you feel this way, us, I tell you, we're matching to you. It's you. Oh no, it's you now, right? All kind of nasty things they try to say. And so in this picture, that's where they try to make me subscribe to it. In the last video I made in my other channel, which I'll put there, there was this little black girl, this adorable, very cute little black girl who, they start making me feel stimulations and say, no, this is the stimulation you feel when you were a kid, around that age. Matter of fact, even younger, because the way they try to bring it back is when I just turned 12 years old, and there was my cousin's daughter. She was like about the age of this little girl there. And I was supposed to watch over her, and she's very adorable. And they're trying to add these sensation stimulations that I'm having today, right? That they forced me to experience today. And then they're like, that's what you felt. But what they try to then go back to is when I was a bit older than this picture, a year after this picture was taken, right? I did something stupid as a child, very impulsive. At that age, I just discovered myself, and then started discovering me, doing a lot of things to myself. And one of this impulsive moment, was a moment that it's embarrassing to think, but I did it just once to myself. It was just a simple. It was a single moment as a child. Now we all know as children, when you're at that age, impulsiveness and thoughts, and impulsiveness is something that just you can do quickly. Now they're trying to create this pattern, right? They're making me imagine you were thinking this way all along. You were feeling this. Not true. I know the reality. These people obviously know the reality. Their job, they know me very well. They know the reality. They're trying to change me and want me to accept this false reality. So when I was making the video about this what they were doing and the peripheral type of torture, I listened to this woman called Mariana. Mariana is a target individual who, I don't know if she's still alive, but she has said a lot of things that I'm experiencing too. One thing she said is the peripheral type of torture. And one thing she said that is once they made her smell something baby related, then gave her this peripheral type of reaction. And so you understand that this not, this is obviously, I'm not the only one saying that. But this is something about, she says something about they were zapping this kid's hands. A 4-year-old and a 5-year-old. They use this technology to hurt this kid's hands. And then they start making her think of masturbation after seeing these kids being zapped in their hands, right? So you understand how nasty this thing is. This is what these people are part of. When she saw these kids being tortured in this fashion, where their hands were being zapped or radiated or whatever, some kind of pain was aimed toward their hands, they start making her think of masturbation. You see how nasty these people are. Then with me, immediately they start making me think, but remember what you did as a kid. And they like to exaggerate things like, you used her hands, which is falsified. I know what I did. But it's me as a child who just did something impulsively. And kid can do something like that and not think twice about it because they don't understand what they just did. And it meant nothing. It's just an impulsive moment, like a child. Of course, I know that. I say that because they try to erase that. They try to make me know what we're doing right now is what we think. We just caught you. What you saw. We saw this pattern of you, what you did as a kid. So today I was like, yeah, you do the peripheral type of torture. And this is the things you do. And now what they've been doing is manipulate my memories. I have a bunch of videos about memories. They go and create new version of memories, give me stimulation and memory stimulations, manipulation where they add stimulations. And these people who torture children the way you heard they torture children, I then try to be like, no, we matched it. No, no, you are rewiring my brain. You're manipulating my brain to experience these nasty things. And then you try to make me think, no, it's you when you were a kid. Remember what you did as a child? Yes, I know what I did as a child. No, I didn't have those thoughts or even these emotions or all those reactions. But I know what I did as a child who just turned 14 years old, as an impulsive child who just discovered himself and do something stupid one time, because children are capable of doing that. Of course, I know these people know that. But the embarrassment of what they do is so systematic that it is no way I can subscribe to it. Not only they do this peripheral type of torture, but when they did a survey, 1,000 target individuals were asked about their symptoms. Almost all of them talked about pedophilia tormentings. Almost all of them, almost out of 1,000. That is not a small sample. Out of 1,000, almost all of them. So what it says, if you somehow you're a target individual and you get the V2K, there's a high likelihood that they're going to do some peripheral type of torture. High likelihood. They say almost all, meaning out of 1,000, majority of these 1,000 people had this peripheral type of tormenting. I know that too because not only, of course, I experienced that, but when I was going through this petitions and things, one of the symptoms literally talked about pedophilia, remote pedophilia. It was one of the symptoms. Now, these people do this peripheral type of things. It's systematically done. It's done, and that's what they do. There's nothing they cannot escape that. They will try to make it no, but we are using our own money. We're different from these people you heard torture. We're not these people who do. Yes, they are the same people. Yes, this is the same program where they torture children and women and do the peripheral type of torture. With me now, they try to switch to the torture with pain, like physiology pain, not just like mental torment, to make me subscribe to this. But they know that I've seen, like, I'm not going to let them live their fantasy. They tell me how they're going to see me being tortured. And I was like, listen, the reason why I'm making these videos, targeting videos, it's not because it's going to stop what's going to happen to me. It's because what's going to happen to them, they don't know. I don't want them to escape in the meantime while they're doing this thing to me. I don't want them to live into a fantasy. They're going to have to dumb themselves down 24/7 when they do these things to me. I see some of my neighbors. I truly see them as they involve themselves in this thing as the pedos that they are. Not because they're actual pedos, but because they participate in a program where they force people to think in these pedophilia ways. But guess what? As they even try to make you accept these manipulations, guess what entities happen to have a lot of pedophilia problems? You've guessed it, this program that's run by obviously these entities such as the DOD, DARPA, CIA. Those entities have an issue with pedophilia. Now, there's probably more to it than what there's been exposed by this article. There's probably a lot more people. But it's obvious that this is truly how people are being exposed, not being manipulated into reacting in certain ways. Then they try to talk about, no, that's you as a child. And then systematically changing your memories to implant memories of those kind of stimulation they make you have today, which they have implanted into you as a child to say we matched. And now going through you as a child. No, not you as an adult, and finding wherever there's kids to create these memories and manipulate things around. It's nasty. But that's what they do. Now, I know things for me are going to be bad because as a target individual, you don't have much. And I'm not trying to survive. I don't care about surviving. Death comes to all of us. But I just don't want them to live their fantasy. I guess it is my purpose to humiliate these people. I guess it's my purpose to show them for what they truly are. As much as they try to use this voice, they have these ways. I've seen this in real time. When I see this childlike person or even young adults using this tonality and talk like that and using this voice like that when they try to talk to me via V2K, you see even their face structure changes. They try to sound like that. I'm like, okay, this is somebody who literally created a persona. Reality is what's going to come to you. Me, I know my reality. My reality is, as a target individual, they're going to try to create the most pain, torment as possible to break me down. And also part of this program that manipulate people this way is part of the development. They get result from these things. These people have done horrible things to so many women, so many children, so many men all around the world. They've been utilizing the pedophilia type of tormenting systematically, not just me, but a majority of people who this survey was asked, they will get some version of pedophilia type of tormenting. Sexual stimulations toward children, dreams pedophilia-centric, thoughts pedophilia-centric, obvious stuff. Forcing people to think in these disturbing ways. And so they try to use this repetition to disorient you. There's nothing I can do. I just will never subscribe to it. Now, the things they try to do to stop me and to disorient me, they talk about the torture I'm going to experience. They say, you're going to get fisted, you're going to be cut in pieces, you're going to be hung, and then you're going to live in the streets, like things like that. All kind of things. Your eyes going to be like all the things. I believe a lot of these things they talk about is going to be true in regard to my torture, because I know the humiliation they experience is just too bad. It's too much. You can't even, like, you know, when you see the parents try to bring their kids and you're like, do you know, I know there's a bunch of pedophiles in this agency, and you do the pedophile type of torture and you torture children. If I'm a nothing, what the fuck are you? Excuse my language. Because I'd rather be a nothing like this than a something like them. This has a sense of dignity. I understand. I'm being radiated. My organs are failing. My teeth are decaying. I cannot function. It's 24/7. This kind of things. But there's something to that gives you a sense of dignity and strength and honorability. While this trash I tried to cover up the fact there's a bunch of pedophiles in these agencies while doing the pedophile type of torture, while having to dumb themselves down, while torturing children, while torturing women, while the women saying there's a lot of women doing these things to other women. What kind of woman are you? Their job is to try to make somebody accept these pedophile things they themselves manipulate into people, break people down. While these people are the most fragile human beings. Very fragile. Even the strong mentally become fragile in this when they involve themselves in this. I'm so I find myself in so much honor and dignity and there's a lot of honor in what I'm going through. I'm going through. As you can see, speaking is getting harder. There'll be a point when I will never be able to speak. That's why I speak now. To say thank God I didn't have to live their life. My death, my torture is not going to change the fact that these people do this thing to people. The humiliation is that I don't even subscribe to this. If anything, it just makes me more angry, aggressive, because I'm thinking, what you guys do to children? You guys are a bunch of low-life pedophiles. You're here just knowing matching, you remember, and then try to make me think, and then make me feel black little girls, you see what happened matching, and it creates sensation stimulation that's falsified. Then slam the doors and do something to try to make me accept these things. To all my target individuals, do never ever subscribe to anything. Make videos as many as you need. Say whatever, because your brain is going to be overwritten by them. Overwritten. There's nothing I can do. I'm going to start their logic. That is a logic that's falsified. A logic where they want to dumb you, they dumb themselves down. They dumb themselves down in order to make you subscribe to these things. Because they're obviously manipulating you to experience this. I know it's not me. It's not even me when I was a child. That's what you're making me experience today. It's the perfect type of torture. I know what a kid did. I know what I did as a kid because I know what a child is capable of doing. As a child is a child. I'm not a child. But I understand that children can do something stupid like that. But because you guys do the perfect type of torture so systematically, you are looking for anything to hold on to because it's obvious that you do the perfect type of torture. And when they try to say, no, it's you, and I look at them, it took 10 seconds. This guy just understood, you understand what I just heard? Okay. Get your money. To all my target individuals, stay strong and know that justice will be done.